All right, so we're gonna get started today. We're doing mobility here. So we're gonna have a little mobility warm up with cars, and then we're gonna go through a mobility routine. Focused on the hips. I've probably been sitting a lot recently, so we wanna get those hips moving a little bit through all different ranges. So we're gonna time these out. So we're gonna go 30 seconds for the neck cars. We're gonna do a minute each side for shoulder and hip. And then we'll get into our movements where things will be timed and tempoed out in terms of reps. So let's get started with the neck cars. We'll start standing. I'm gonna start our timer, hands by the side, nice and easy here. We'll start our timer now. I'm gonna slowly pull the head back, tuck the chin to the chest, look over your right shoulder, right ear down, eyes up to the ceiling, come around, ear to opposite shoulder, chin to collarbone, scrape the chin along the collarbone, look over your right shoulder, ear down to the shoulder, look up to the ceiling, ear to left shoulder, chin to collarbone, and pause, look at the ground. And now we're going to go back the other direction, so we're going to look over the left shoulder, ear down, up to the ceiling, all the way around, chin to collarbone, and we'll scrape that chin across the collarbone again, over the left shoulder, ear down, eyes up, ear comes across, chin down, and pause in the middle. Good. Now we're going to go into shoulder cars. So I'm going to the left side, stay standing, palm forward, slowly come up and across the body, abduction, hit your sticking point, rotate your bicep down as you reach back and behind. Keep rotating as you reach. Remember, it doesn't matter how big it is, as long as you rotation from the shoulder. Slowly reach back into extension, rotate the bicep away from the front of the room, wherever you're standing. Bring that arm through, nice and slow, come all the way down. Pause here by the side, and again, slowly come up. Hit that roadblock, turn that bicep down, so turn it from here, rotate from the bicep, rotate, rotate, reach back, pause, extension, reach away, come through, under control. Remember, nothing's moving from here, everything's coming from the shoulder, so we'll come up, rotate down, pause, reach straight back, externally rotate, all the way through, and pause. Now we'll go switch sides to our right arm, palm forward, same concept here, come across, rotate the bicep down, reach back, pause, reach back, rotate. Remember, we have a little bit of tension here. We're not trying to go 100% or really squeeze onto our max effort, but I have a little bit of a glute squeeze, and this arm's working just a little bit. So if I were to come around and hit it, it wouldn't just swing wildly. It would maybe have a little move to it, but you're not using all the effort there right now on that left arm. And the right arm's working a little bit as well too, just gently reaching the fingertips away as we go through the range. Rotate the bicep, come down, reach back, and rotate. Good. Have about one more rep here on the right side. Come up, rotate, pause, reach back, rotate, and through. Good. Now we're going to go down to the ground, quadruped position for hip cars. Okay, so we're going to go down to the ground. Remember, you can hold on to some weights here, go knuckles here if that bothers your wrist. You want to make sure your knees are underneath your hips for us. Okay, so we're going to come up with the left knee, open up like a dog on a fire hydrant, rotate that femur, push that ankle out, pause, stamp your foot on the ceiling, open up over the little mini hurdle, reach up and through, and that's one. And we'll go again, knee up, open up, rotate, pause, kick your foot up on the ceiling, open up the knee, bring the knee up, pause. Each rep you want to set that knee down and rest after each one, so we don't want to try to force through and run through a ton of reps here without taking a break. You want to make sure the reps are good and controlled, squeezing your heel towards your butt, and down, good. Now let's go ahead and switch sides. We'll get the right side. I'm just going to turn this way to get a different angle. So same thing, we're going to go on the right side here. So draw the knee up, open up, ankle towards the ceiling as you turn, knee taps the ground, stop the foot on the ceiling, open up the knee over the little mini hurdle, reach the knee up to the elbow, pause, knee up. Once you get into this position here, try not to tilt all your weight away from this leg. So imagine there's a little wall right here, and we can't rotate or we can't fall away from that right leg. Just try to keep yourself nice and steady. Just like with the shoulder, we just want the femur head to move here, not the whole lower lumbar complex movement through this position. Nice and slow. As you go through this whole range. Up, out, squeeze that heel towards the glute. Tap, up, and through. Good. All right, so that's our little cars warm up right there. So now we'll set our timer here for our next piece. So now we're going to get into our actual movement. So we're going to start with ISO-MPs, or isometric movement paths, our transfer from 90-90. So we're going to start with the right leg forward, 90 degrees, left leg's back at 90 degrees. So now we're going to put that back toe in the ground, slowly open up this knee. As this knee opens up, you're pushing this front knee down. These are always driving away from each other. Hands are for support. Use them to keep your spine tall. Drive this knee down as long as you can, as you keep opening up the left knee. Then once your right knee has to come along, now they're allergic to each other. So you're driving the knees away from each other, keeping your chest tall. Now this left knee goes down to the ground first. Try to hold this guy up for as long as you can. Once the left knee touches, the right knee can follow along, taps down. Now you're facing the other direction over your left leg. And now we're going to go back the other direction. Push your toe into the ground. Slowly open up this right knee as you push your left knee into the mat. And then the knees will open up. And now they're allergic to each other. Push the knees away so you have some tension here. Stay tall. This knee falls first. Opposite leg comes along for the ride and taps down right there. Right, and then we're going to go back the other direction. Same thing. So we're just going to put the toe on the ground and turn this way so you get a different angle. Open up. This knee you're driving out. This knee you're pushing to the floor. Now that knee has to come along. We're going to tap down. Back knee comes down. Taps. Facing over the leg. Drive the toe into the ground. Slowly open up this leg. Pushing this knee into this hand. Well, that one's driving down, so I have some tension through the hips the whole time. And now both knees are driving away from each other. Still trying to drive them away. Left goes down first, followed by the right, and pause. And then we're going to hang out right here, okay? So now we're going to go from a modified 90-90. So if sitting in 90-90 with this hip out here, and this one 90 degrees feels okay, you can stay here. If this feels a little bit too taxing on this back hip, we're going to take this back knee and bring it up to your heel. Okay, I call this modified 90-90 position. So that can be your adjustment. So this will be a little bit easier, this will be a little more intense. We don't want to feel it through the back hip right now. So if that's bothering you, move it up because this is all the front side work we're going to do here, as we're going to be happening in the front leg. Okay, so you want 90 degrees, you want to sit up nice and tall, and then reach your collarbones to the ceiling. Imagine there's a ball right here in your hip crevice, and reach over that, and imagine sliding your left hip backwards. So you get a big stretch on this left side of the hip. As you reach forward and get a stretch. Once you have that stretch, use your hands for support. You're going to hang out right there. We're going to passive stretch here. So you're going to find a nice stretch on the back side of this left hip. So we're going to be forward and through and feel a nice stretch right there. So right now I feel about a 6 out of 10 on this left hip in terms of stretch. I feel okay being here. I could probably get a touch further in, but this is about where I could hold for a minute and a half, which is where we're going to hold it for. Okay, so you have tall chest, long spine, and you're trying to slide this hip back. Throughout this hold at the passive stretch here, you're going to kind of want to do this. Collapse down. Stay nice and tall. Keep reaching the collarbones to the ceiling. You can get the stretch from this position without coming all the way down here as long as you stay tall and keep actively driving your left hip back through the ground. Okay? And you hold this stretch for a minute and a half. If it starts to get easy, it should get a little bit easier. You can get a little bit longer and increase that stretch a little bit. So we're still maintaining the stretch on the front leg. Back leg is wherever you need it. Find that passive stretch to really get into the system here. Breathe easy, use your breath to control. Hands are always used for support wherever you need them. Mine are kind of on each side of the leg, but you can put them wherever feels the most comfortable for you, okay? Just want to hold on to this stretch for about 10 more seconds. Then we're going to go into some Pales efforts. We're going to be pushing down into the mat only, okay? So now, let's breathe in. On the exhale, pack the air to the abs. You're nice and strong. Start to push this ankle into the floor as hard as you can. Imagine you're rotating the femur this way. So internally rotate the femur. Try to push it down to drive that foot through the floor. Try to dent the floor. If I were to come and pick up the leg, it's not moving anywhere. If you really want to challenge yourself, stick your hand underneath that leg and try to pick it up. Don't let yourself pick it up. It's really hard. There you go. Keep going. Try to lift. Push down. Try to lift the foot. Don't let it go anywhere. Drive down. 3, 2, and then passive stretch. Let the tension melt out. Good, now let's build the tension again. Breathe in. On the exhale, try to push this foot through the floor. Drive through the floor, keep your chest up. Try to dent the floor for 7, 6, 5, 4, stay tall, try not to collapse. 2, and passive stretch. Tension melts out. 1 more. Breathe in. On the exhale, abs are strong, hands are strong. Push the leg down into the ground. 10. As you push down, try to slide your butt back. Increase that stretch on the back side of this front leg. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and passive stretch. Don't come out of it yet. We're hanging out right there. We're not pushing or pulling, but we're hanging out right here. And next up, we're going to try to lift this ankle off the ground. Don't move. We're going to do a couple different variations here and show you where you can go. So, the more upright you are, the more difficult this will be. The more we start to extend the arm out to the side, the more space we'll have in the hip, the easier it'll be. So, we're going to find out where we can barely get clearance on this front ankle. So, I like to start about halfway out here in my hand and see, is that where I can lift? Definitely not. That guy's not moving anywhere. So I'm going to go a little bit further. I'm going to push this knee down. There we go. That's my positioning right there. If that still does not move for you, down to the forearm. There, okay? You can always go further out. The closer are you in, the more difficult it will be. So you can always have forearm in tight. You can play around. See where you can just barely lift. If you're getting the foot to go flying up off the ground like that, we need to make that harder. So you need to walk your forearm in or walk your hand in to make that a little more difficult, okay? So find the spot that works for you. Right there, okay? This knee is going to drive into the mat. We're going to do 5-second holds for 10 rounds. So if you want, you can put a hand here. Otherwise, just hand on the ground. Drive your left arm in, nice and strong. This should be a solid base right here. Let's push the left knee in and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and gently set that down. And again, lift. 5, 4, try to turn the femur over to the left side. 3, 2, and set down. And lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm getting a little more movement, so I'm gonna make this a little bit harder. And lift. Oh, that was a poor choice. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And lift. 5, 4. Your total body tension here. Don't get loose. 2, and 1. We're halfway there. 5 more reps. Drive the knee. Lift the ankle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. 3 more. Lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2 more. We programmed this. This is fun. And lift. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last rep. And up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to work the back leg here just for a brief 5 reps. So if your back knee was up to where the knee was at the heel, just slide it back so we're 90 degrees out here. If you were back in this position already, we're going to start right there. Same concept applies here. The more upright we are, the harder this will be. The more we lean forward and away, the easier it'll be. So what I want you to do is push your knee into the ground and see where you can get a little lift off that back heel. Kind of play around with that. If you go further forward, you get a big lift off. If you come backwards and turn in, less, okay? So let's take this rear leg, rotate it forward a little bit to get hip internal rotation. I'm gonna lock that in, push that knee down, and lift that back heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, and set down. And again, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and set down. Good. Lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, set down. Good. And lift. 5, 4, drive the knee, rotate from the glute, 2, and down, and last rep, drive the knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Set that down, and now with that back toe, drive that into the ground. Slowly start to bring this knee open, just like we did our little ISO-MP warm-up. Go as far as you can until this leg wants to come along. Then pause, return back down. We'll do some reps from here. So we're gonna come up and back down. You go as far as you can with this leg, just until this leg wants to barely lift, and then that's when you come back down here with the back leg. Drive the toe, open up, back down, stay tall. I'm using my left arm for support here so I don't fall over. Keep my chest upright. One more. Good. And then we're actually just going to switch legs and put the opposite leg in front. So again, with the back leg, you can bring your knee up to your ankle, make this a little bit easier on the back hip, or if you can sit 90-90, you can sit there as well, okay? Hands used for modifications wherever you need. This side might feel different than the other side, easier, harder, but just make sure to accommodate what this leg feels like in terms of difficulty, and if you need to adjust positions, it's not gonna be the same as the other side. So we'll start out nice and tall, collarbones to the ceiling, reach up with the collarbones, try to bring your chest forward, like I'm trying to reach towards you guys right now, as I take my hip, my right hip, and push it backwards to the wall behind me. And I'm staying tall, I'm trying to get that stretch on the right hip now. Breathe easy. For me, I got that stretch right there. We're gonna hold this for 1.5 minutes. If you need more of a stretch, keep reaching your collarbones forward. Keep going forward. So you keep the spine strong. We don't just wanna collapse and fall down. Reach tall, reach long. Imagine clearing a little block right here in your hip. And you feel a nice big stretch in the back side of that leg there. So keep reaching and holding that stretch. Use your breath to control your body's reaction. You're gonna wanna tense up a little bit here, but just breathe easy. And as we hold, you're gonna wanna kind of shrug in here. Don't be Gollum from Lord of the Rings. I've never seen that movie, but I hear he kind of looks like this. Don't do that. Stay tall. Keep that hip driving back. Collarbones up, breathe easy. Once you're sitting here for, you got another 40 seconds. Once we're here for a minute or so, you might feel like, oh, this isn't as bad of a stretch as it was when I first started. Reach the collarbones a little bit more. Get a little bit deeper in that stretch. In through the nose, out through the mouth, nice control. 20 seconds. If you have a dog or an animal, at this point, they would probably try to sit themselves here, here, or right here. Or sometimes lay on top of your leg. So just be aware of that, or sometimes right in here. It's usually pretty fun. Especially when your dog's 65 pounds. It's a real treat to have them sit right in your leg. Okay, now, stay nice and tall. We're gonna push this front leg into the ground again, just like we did on the other side. So let's build up tension. Breathe in. On the exhale, back there into the abs, drive the arms into the ground, and John trying to push this leg through the floor. Dent the mat, dent the floor. 10, 9, stay tall with the upper body, keep trying to dent the floor. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and passive stretch. Let's do that again, and push through, try to dent the floor, try to drive that ankle down. If you want a little more challenge, try to lift your leg up. You're not gonna let yourself lift. Push down, you'll find yourself creating a lot more force, plus you'll have to generate force with this opposite arm now. 4, 3, 2, and passive stretch. Let's do that again, and drive. 10, 9, hands are strong, abs are engaged, nothing's loose here, everything's working. 4, 3, 2, and passive stretch. Tension can melt out. Let's do one more for giggles. Let's do that. Breathe in. On the exhale, strong abs, drive the arms in, and now push that leg through the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, stay tall, collarbones to the ceiling. 4, 3, 2, and passive stretch. Good. Now we're gonna find where we can lift this ankle off when we do our lift offs. So again, the further your arm is out, the easier it is. If you're on your elbow, you'll find it a little bit easier as well. So progression up to the hand, progression down to the elbow. And kind of figure out where we need to be. So I'm gonna play around right now and figure out where I need to be for this. Right about there. This side's a little bit better for me than the other side, so I can sit a little taller. All right, let's breathe in. And exhale, strong abs, drive your hand into the ground, and try to lift that ankle, showing clear about 1/4 of an inch. 4, 3, 2, and down. And again, 5, 4, 3, stay tall with the collarbones, and down. And again, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, down. And lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, down. We're halfway there. 5, 4, drive the knee in, lift that ankle off, and down. Drive the knee in and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more. Lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2 left. Drive the knee. 4, 3, 2, down. Last one. Lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and down. Awesome. Now look at that back hip. We're going to kind of move that. If you're up here, move back to 90. If you're at 90, stay right here. Rotate that hip forward so you kind of close it off a little bit. Find out where you need to be to find a little bit of clearance on the back knee or back heel now. Drive the knee down and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, down. If that's easy, turn your torso gently towards your knee, but don't let this hip rock back. And drive the knee and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, set down. You can also sit up taller to make this a little bit harder. The more pitch forward you are, the harder, the easier this will be. A little more difficult if you sit a little bit taller up. And lift. Oh, there it is. 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more reps. Drive the knee. Lift. 5. Squeeze all this tissue right here. So you feel this right through here. 2 and 1. Now last rep. And lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set that down. Good. Back toes in the ground. We'll do a couple of the openers here. Open up. Tap that down. Open up and down. Remember, we're trying to open this up with force by driving the toe in, but we're also pushing this knee down. So we have tension through this leg. I'm driving this down as hard as I can, and I'm opening this as much as I can. I'm pushing this bad boy down over here. Good. A couple more reps. Use your hands to keep yourself tall. Last rep. And down. Very good. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our quadruped position. So we're going to go here, okay? And we're going to go into hip cars again, 3 per side. So we're going to start on the left side. We're going to get our hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. Just like that, okay? And now let's drive the left knee up, open up, rotate the ankle forward, reach back, tap the knee on the ground, foot up to the ceiling, open up, and through. That's 1. Let's get 2 more. Be cognizant of what's happening on this opposite hip here. Don't let this thing fall out to the side when you're going through these hip cars, right? When you come up here, as soon as you go here, don't collapse out. Rotate, stay tall, come down. If you feel like you're rotating that way a lot, you can take this hand off the ground, and that's how you can kind of keep yourself a little bit more in line as you go through the hip car, so you don't drop off to that side. You can also put a foam roller here or a block or put a little couch. Just make sure you're not dropping into it the whole time. Okay, let's go to the right side now. Knee up, out, and around. Get back, up, and through. Good. Remember, if you think, oh, am I going too fast here? You probably are. Slow down. Go slow. Work on the range. Good. Last one. Up. Rotate. Down. Up. Rotate. Through. That's 3. Good. Now, we're going to sit back. If you can sit back on your heels, that's fine. If you can't and you want to do a tall kneeling, that's perfectly fine too. Whatever feels better for you. Okay? If this feels okay to stay here, we can do that as well. We're just going to do a shoulder car, but from a different position. So if we're kneeling, the shoulder car is still going to look like this. Nothing else has really changed. If you're down in the quadruped position, your shoulder car will look a little different, but you'll still do the same exact motions. We're just giving a little bit different feedback to the body. Okay? I'm going to do a couple from each position. So let's start with the right arm. I'm going to start from quadruped, palm to the ceiling. I'm going to reach up. This is about all I have here. Rotate the bicep, reach up to the ceiling now as high as you can. Reach, reach, reach. Bring the arm down, reach back, rotate away, come through. Your palm will be up to the ceiling. Do that again. Reach up. Rotate the bicep as you reach up to the ceiling. Keep turning. Pinkies down. Reach up. Rotate the bicep away from the front of the room. Come through and tap. We'll do one more. I'm just changing position to see from the kneeling position. Up. Rotate. Reach, just like we would if we're standing. Everything's the same here. Reach back. Rotate. and through. Shake that out. Let's get 3 on the left side now. I'm just gonna shoot it from the side here. Have the palm out in front. Reach up, rotate the bicep. Keep reaching up to the ceiling so I make clearance and room up to the ceiling as I come down. Tap, reach straight up, rotate through. Imagine there's a little laser right on the front of your collarbone that's shooting through the floor. So when you come up here, we don't try to open up and say, hey, what's going on over there? We don't want suits happening on our side. We want to keep our focus right down at the mat in front of us. Reach up, rotate, through, up, rotate, pause, up, rotate, and through. And there's 3. Remember, you can do this from quadruped, kneeling, just changing the body's positioning a little bit. And then we're gonna finish from a tall kneeling position, hands driven down by the side, pull the head back, tuck the chin, look over your right shoulder, ear down, eyes up to the ceiling, ears to opposite shoulder, chin down to collarbone, scrape across, ear down to shoulder, eyes up. I'm pushing my hands actively to the floor with the glute squeeze this entire time. Chin down, pause. Let's go the other way. Look over your left shoulder, ear down, eyes up, chin down, go over the left shoulder, chin down, eyes up, cross, chin down, and through. Check that out. Good. So that was our hip motion mobility. So it gives you tons of stuff to work on from start to finish, from the isometric movement path to 90-90 positions. You can move in and out of there. If you ever feel like you need a little bit more work through the hips, you don't really want to do a full 90-90, just work on those movement paths side to side, where we keep tension through the body and we rotate through, bring this knee up, drive that one down. This will be a nice little hip opener from sitting down for a while. You can do this for a couple minutes and then just kind of go from there. All right, great work, have fun.